Here it goes. Let's talk about crime. But first, let's set some ground rules. 1. We will differentiate populations in need of services from populations committing crimes. Understanding community needs and officer responsibilities is the backbone of our service-first model. 2. The city's priority should be supporting our officers in their roles of protecting and serving all of our communities equally, and also being held accountable for any missteps in that service, just like any utility. 3. We understand that tackling the root of crime, such as poverty, situations of homelessness, addiction, and behavioral health crises, will alleviate strain on officers to focus on organized theft rings, will lessen petty crime, and will bring up our communities together. All right, let's get to it. Here are the normally suggested solutions that most of us are saying without colorful words around them. Get a new police chief, finish the DOJ mandate, commit to community policing, and hire more officers. We will do those things, but these things take time. During the transition, we'll identify an interim chief to be appointed day one, then we'll put on a national search to find a police chief with community and service-based vision. We'll allow our new chief to bring in a management team to get it done. We need to hire more officers, and we need those officers to commit to community policing. This means putting officers in neighborhoods as role models and reliable figures, not just as emergency response units. We won't only hire more officers, we'll reform academy education and training. This doesn't happen overnight and will be a long process, but this will save the department money. We won't be paying millions in out-of-budget overtime and will lessen settlements through supporting the whole department. The DOJ mandate explicitly condemns us for excessive force and incidents related to behavioral health. We need de-escalation training and service-side support. So what else? When hiring more officers, we'll reassess the polygraph requirement into the academy. Most of those that are disqualified for the academy are disqualified by the polygraph, an antiquated technology that isn't even admissible in court. If community members want to join our police academy, we should hold them to physical ability, mental stability, and background checks. Incentivizing education and recruitment, we can look towards tuition remission programs and educational cooperatives like Michigan State's model that offers opportunities to higher ed through a commitment to our communities. We will reinstate longevity pay incentives so that officers have reason and reward to stay on the force. There are structural changes on the way too. A Department of Public Safety is the focal point of all of our emergency services to better cooperate and deliver care. Relocating PD's internal affairs so that there is the same accountability as all city employees is also an incoming change. So how do we start changing our department's priorities and abilities before these long-term changes? Enter our small clinic-based care model. We know at-risk populations are most likely to end up in two places, jails or hospitals. And we know that those two places are the most expensive places to put people and don't ensure or work for long-term outcomes. Instead of seeing emergency infrastructure respond to a publicly intoxicated individual with a police car, a fire truck, a fire department paramedic unit, and a contracted ambulance that delivers the individual care to MATS or to the hospital, and then sometimes back to MATS, we can rearrange how we respond to these incidents starting at dispatch, which is another understaffed and undersupported utility. Again, let's go back to the root. Here we can break down the wall at the call center as we continue to better staff the facility and dispatch a lesser costly point of service to our at-risk communities. That care, depending on the need, could be simple non-emergency transport to smaller decentralized one-stops for these situations. Now at the front line of data, we as a city can decrease redundant infrastructure, hold nonprofits accountable, and better cooperate with them and be constantly checking if our model is succeeding in closing a rotating door. We'll aggressively push for new housing opportunities and create more opportunity in job markets like solar and its installation. More on that in a later video. This way, we give communities care, shelter, security, and work. It's pretty simple. We know ignoring these communities won't work. We know that arresting these communities won't work. So what's left to do is reduce the barriers to services we're already trying to provide. When we do that, we don't overcrowd our judicial system and jails, which means we can process crime that needs attention. We don't send officers to brush communities off street corners, temporarily displacing them or stowing them away to just rotate back out. And we allow officers to be present in communities against property theft and organized crime. At the end of the day, every single member of our community needs care. By choosing to provide more care in our communities, we create more jobs, reduce strain on emergency infrastructure, and create a higher standard of living for all of us.